Alright, this is what I'm talking about. Manifold sits at the front here. That's the manifold. Complete. It's been taken out, all the way from the bottom. So just in case if you get one of these cars later on for alternator problem. So you've got a few bolts there, you've got a few cables connected to the manifold, and then you've got two bolts that sits at the bottom, right there. That's also connected to the manifold, that front plastic piece. And as soon as that comes off, you've got the alternator sitting just in here. You've got two bolts, sorry, those two bolts are for the alternator, the other two bolts are at the bottom there. Anyway, two bolts for the alternator holes there and two bolts at on the top here. And the way that it sits is, that's the alternator, and this is your alternator belt. It sits around the alternator, and the other side of it sits in this part of the engine there. So, and that's all it does. And then you connect all the cables together, and voila, everything is done. Now the common problem is that it's got a screw in the middle there. That housing came out with a belt, so don't worry about that. That housing is supposed to sit just up there, and there's a bolt that holds that housing into that place. It's not a big bolt, it's just a small one. Well, obviously you put the housing first, and then you put that through the housing, which holds everything in place. And then when the alternator turns, it turns that housing, which in turn charges everything else, and it keeps moving. Now the common problem is this nut here. This goes loose simply because when Volvo built it, they never put any sort of Loctite on this thing. So after a while it becomes loose. I tightened this last time, and it's gone loose again. So what I mean is, I couldn't hold it. As soon as I put the nut through there and try to lock it, it goes all the way in. As soon as I put a little bit of pressure on it, the whole thing turns. So there's no grip, nothing holds it in place basically. And that's why I couldn't tighten it properly. And that's exactly why I had to reopen and go through all of this crap for the second time. I'm sure you'll come across one, and this will become very helpful to you.